Life is a battlefield. Every single day, you're waking up to a war against laziness, weakness, fear, self-doubt. But there's a secret most people never understand. Positivity is your most lethal weapon. It's not just about smiling and pretending things are okay. It's about locking in, focusing your mind, and deciding, no matter what happens, I will rise. I will not be broken. I will bend reality with the force of my will. You think it was easy for me? You think I came from some throne? No, I came from pain. I came from nothing. My dad, Andrew Tate, a chess genius, raised me on discipline and pressure. We didn't have silver spoons. We had grit. We had hunger. We had nights with empty wallets and full hearts. I watched the world treat talent like dirt because there was no money behind it. That rage, it built me. Growing up in Luton, I saw hopelessness in the eyes of people every day. Broken dreams, broken homes. I made a choice. I was not going to become that. I was not going to settle. I was going to carve my name into history through sheer force, through action, through a mindset that refused to die. Every time I felt doubt, I told myself, I am not done. This is not my story. Kickboxing saved me, but not because it made me a champion. It saved me because it forced me to suffer. Suffering creates growth. I woke up sore, broke, and exhausted, but I kept going. I fought with cracked ribs. I trained while sick because I had a mission. I didn't have time to cry about life. I had to conquer it. Positivity wasn't just a choice. It was survival. And when I say positivity, I don't mean delusion. I mean the strength to find a reason when everything looks dark. I mean finding the fuel when your tank is empty. I mean staring failure in the face and saying, you don't scare me. People always ask, how are you so confident? Because I earned it. I was forged in fire. I remember the days I had no money. I remember walking to the gym in the cold because I couldn't afford the bus. I remember eating the same meal for days, budgeting every coin, but I kept my head high. Why? Because I believed. Not in luck, in me, in what I could become. I didn't let my situation define me. I let it prepare me. The world will try to label you. They'll tell you who you are before you even open your mouth. They'll try to keep you in the box they built. But the second you realize that the only person in control is you, your life changes. Positivity isn't soft. It's rebellion. It's flipping off the world when it says you can't and saying, watch me. When the hate came, I stood tall. When they dragged my name, I smiled. I've been misunderstood, misquoted, misjudged. But you know what? That's life. People throw stones at what shines. I didn't ask for sympathy. I built strength. I didn't cry in the shadows. I trained. I took every insult and turned it into ammunition. I built empires, businesses, networks, but it started with one thing, belief. Believed I was meant for more. And I didn't just say it, I lived it. I breathed it. And I passed that belief on to others. I taught men how to win. I showed them how to stop feeling sorry for themselves and start taking responsibility. Because no one's coming to save you. That's the truth. You want something, go get it. You want respect, earn it. You want love, become someone worthy of it. Positivity gives you the power to see life as a gift, not a punishment. It lets you take every scar and turn it into armor. Every failure becomes a lesson. Every betrayal becomes a filter. You get sharper, stronger, better. People think positivity means pretending everything's fine. No, it means knowing things are hard and choosing to fight anyway. It means controlling your mind, not letting the world do it for you. I built my success in a storm, not sunshine. I built it with tears in my eyes and fire in my chest. You've got to want it more than the pain hurts. Discipline is everything. Discipline is love for yourself in action. You don't get up early because it's easy. You do it because you respect yourself. You hit the gym, you work, you study, because mediocrity is not your destiny. Positivity gives you energy, but discipline turns it into progress. They're two sides of the same sword. Money matters, but not the way you think. Money buys freedom, and freedom is everything. I didn't get rich so I could flex. I got rich so I could live on my terms, so I could take care of my people, so I could be untouchable. And if you want that, you need to fuel your life with purpose. And that purpose is powered by positivity. Want to win in life? start with your body. You can't lead an empire with a weak frame. Health is your foundation. Train hard, eat clean, sleep like you mean it. Take care of the machine that carries you through this war. And positivity, it reduces stress, improves performance, and gives you clarity. It's your edge. Your environment matters. The people you surround yourself with, either they lift you or drain you. I cut off the negative. I removed the lazy. I built my circle with warriors, people who push me, people who sharpen me. Positivity doesn't survive in toxic soil, so change your soil. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Time is more valuable than gold. Don't waste it on nonsense. Don't scroll for hours, then complain about your life. Schedule your days, know your goals, attack them. I used to write down every hour of my day. That's how serious I was. Positivity thrives on structure. Without direction, you're just spinning in circles. Never stop learning. I've read thousands of books, listened to great minds, watched success like a hawk. You can't grow if you think you already know everything. Positivity keeps your ego in check, keeps you curious, open, humble. The world is your classroom. Take notes, apply, improve. I don't just take, I give. I give knowledge, I give power, I give motivation, because a man who's truly strong lifts others. You want to feel real fulfillment? Help someone. Inspire someone. Use your strength for good. Positivity isn't selfish, it's service. You rise by lifting others. Fear used to grip me. In the ring, in life, in business, I've felt fear. But I never let it win. I used fear as fuel. Every time I was scared, I acted anyway. That's how you grow. That's how you become legendary. Positivity doesn't erase fear. It makes you brave enough to act in spite of it. Set goals that scare you, goals that stretch you. I've always aimed beyond what seemed possible. People laughed. They doubted me. But that doubt became my drive. I visualized success until it became reality. Positivity gave me vision, clarity, and belief. Don't settle. Dream big and then do bigger. Gratitude is underrated. Every morning I wake up and thank the universe for breath, for strength, for life. Because no matter what, I'm still here, still fighting. Gratitude makes you powerful because it removes entitlement. You realize everything is earned and everything can be taken. So make the most of it. Pain is part of the journey. I've lost people. I've failed hard. I've been betrayed, mocked, doubted, but every time I came back stronger. I didn't let the pain break me. I let it build me. That's positivity, not pretending it doesn't hurt, but using the hurt to rise. That's what separates winners from quitters. Change is inevitable. Either you embrace it or you get left behind. I've reinvented myself more times than I can count. Fighter, businessman, mentor, public figure, and every version required me to adapt. Positivity gave me the courage to evolve, to grow, to leave old versions of myself behind and chase greater ones. You need to know who you are, not what they say you are, not what society says. You, the man in the mirror, your strengths, your flaws, your mission. Positivity allows you to accept yourself while pushing for better. It's not about fake confidence, it's about grounded power. Speak power into your life. Every morning, I speak victory. I say, I am strong, I am focused, I am unstoppable. It's not magic, it's programming. You can either let the world program you, or you can program yourself. Positivity isn't an accident, it's a ritual. You will fail. Get over it, embrace it, learn from it. I failed publicly, privately, painfully, but I never stayed down. I reviewed, I reflected, I returned. That's the game. Positivity lets you see failure as data, not doom. Use it, grow, win. Celebrate the small wins. You went to the gym? Good. You made a sale? Great. Every step matters. Stack enough of those wins and they become unstoppable momentum. Positivity lets you enjoy the journey, not just chase the finish line. This world is full of noise, distractions, lies. Stay locked in, stay focused. Positivity isn't just a vibe, it's a weapon, it's a shield, it's a map. You carry it like a sword, swing it with purpose, and you become a force that no storm can shake. Fuel your life with it. Watch the world bend to your will. Every time you choose to stay positive in chaos, you're building mental muscle. You're choosing not to be a victim. The world loves victims. It loves weakness. It encourages you to complain, to blame, to stay small. But positivity is rebellion. It's saying, I don't care how dark it gets. I'm going to be the light. You become the example, the standard. Let me tell you something about loneliness. Real loneliness. Not scrolling through your phone alone. I'm talking about chasing a dream no one else understands, building a vision no one else believes in. Being broke while your friends party, being disciplined when the world is drowning in distractions. That's real isolation, but positivity keeps you alive in that space. It reminds you it's all temporary, necessary. I remember cold nights in empty apartments, no heat, no support, no praise, just silence, struggle, and my own thoughts. You think that's glamorous? You think success is built in sunlight? No, it's built in shadows, when no one's watching. When you show up even though no one claps. That's when character is built. That's when greatness is born. If you don't control your emotions, they control you. Anger, sadness, jealousy. These feelings aren't evil, but they can destroy you if you let them lead. I've had people betray me, lie to me, use me, and I smiled. Not because it didn't hurt, but because I refused to let it destroy me. Positivity is choosing logic over impulse, strength over chaos. People look at the lifestyle now and they think it was handed to me. The cars, the watches, the respect. But they don't see the 10 years of war, of constant rejection, of being laughed at, dismissed, blacklisted. You don't get diamonds without pressure. You don't get greatness without sacrifice. Positivity allowed me to endure the pressure without breaking. What do you feed your mind? Most of you feed it garbage. News that poisons you, content that distracts you, people that drain you. Positivity is also about information. I only consume what fuels me. Books that sharpen me, conversations that challenge me, mentors that elevate me. Your brain is your weapon. Sharpen it daily. There's a war on masculinity, a war on strength, a war on ambition. The world wants you weak, dependent, soft. You think that's accidental? It's by design. But when you stay positive, you build immunity to their poison. You create your own path. You stop asking for permission and start writing your own rules. That's how men are forged. Success isn't just what you have, it's who you become. I know broke men with wealth in their spirit. I know rich men who are bankrupt in soul. I've met kings in slums and clowns in mansions. Positivity keeps your internal wealth intact. It keeps you grounded when the world tries to corrupt you. It's your compass when everything else spins. They tried to cancel me, tried to erase me, but you can't silence truth. You can't delete energy. I stood in the fire and didn't melt. I evolved. I got stronger. And why? Because I was never fueled by ego. I was fueled by mission. And when you're on a mission, positivity is your shield. It keeps you untouchable. Sometimes you'll be hated for being strong, for being different, for saying what others are too scared to whisper. That's fine. Weak people hate mirrors. Your strength shows them what they're not. But never dim your light to make others comfortable. Shine so bright that it blinds the lies. That's what real positivity does. It disrupts. Work ethic is the foundation. No hacks, no shortcuts, just relentless action. People want the prize without the pain, the reward without the repetition. But every single day, I outworked everyone. Not because I had to, but because I wanted it more. Positivity turns effort into obsession. It makes hard work a privilege, not a punishment. Faith is critical. Faith in yourself, faith in your path, faith in the fact that your struggle means something. I've been on my knees. I've been counted out. I've had moments where I question everything, but I never lost faith. And positivity is faith in motion. It says, I don't know how, but I will win. And that mindset changes everything. No one's perfect. I've made mistakes. I've hurt people. I've been wrong, but I owned it. I faced it. I grew from it. Positivity allows you to face your flaws without shame. It helps you evolve instead of getting stuck in guilt. You don't become better by denying your darkness. You rise by confronting it. You have to love the grind, not tolerate it, love it. I love the early mornings, the brutal workouts, the late nights building, because I know every rep, every hour, every drop of sweat is taking me closer. Positivity turns routine into purpose. It makes discipline enjoyable. That's how you keep going when motivation dies. The system is built to distract you, to pacify you, to keep you scrolling, watching, obeying. But when you unplug, when you stop consuming and start creating, you become powerful. Positivity is clarity. It lets you cut through the noise and focus on what matters. It makes you immune to manipulation. Your story is your power. All the pain you've been through, all the nights you thought about giving up, that's your ammunition. I used mine. Every broken moment became part of the fire that drives me. Don't run from your story. Own it. Share it. Let it light the way for others. That's how your pain becomes your platform. They told me I was too loud, too arrogant, too much. But what they really meant was, you scare us. I'm not here to fit in. I'm here to dominate. And positivity gives you the confidence to stand alone when necessary, to be unapologetically bold in a world that celebrates mediocrity. Your vibe matters. Energy is real. I've walked into rooms and shifted the whole atmosphere, not because I was shouting, but because I was certain. Positivity gives you presence. It makes people pay attention when you speak. When you walk with purpose, the world notices. There's no success without service. If your wins don't lift others, they're empty. I've mentored men who were broken. I gave them tools, mindset, structure. I watched them transform. And nothing feels better than seeing someone rise because of something you gave. That's the power of positive impact. Positivity isn't just about now. It's about legacy. What will people say when you're gone? What will you leave behind? I want to be remembered not for the cause or wealth, but for the empire I helped others build. The minds I sparked. The fires I lit. That's what matters. That's immortality. Stop wasting time with people who don't get it. Some of you are trying to convince people to believe in you who don't even believe in themselves. Let them go. Positivity attracts power. When you operate at a high frequency, only the strong can keep up. The rest will fall off. Let them. Your habits are your future in disguise. Show me your routine, I'll show you your destiny. If you're lazy now, don't expect greatness later. Positivity keeps you consistent. It reminds you that every day is a brick. Stack them right, and you build a fortress. Stack them wrong, or not at all, and you build regret. Get comfortable with discomfort. That's where real growth happens. The gym hurts. Business is stressful. Mastering anything is painful, but pain is the passport to excellence. Positivity lets you embrace that pain with open arms. It rewires your brain to see the hard stuff as fuel, not friction. Take care of your mind. Let me tell you something they won't teach you in school. Something you won't learn scrolling TikTok or watching pointless TV shows. Discipline builds kings. You want power, you want success, you want the life of your dreams? It starts and ends with discipline. Not motivation, not luck. Discipline. That relentless, ruthless force that pulls you out of bed when your body begs for comfort. People see me now and think I was born with this life. They think I came into the world with Bugattis, watches, and freedom. But they didn't see the cold nights. They didn't feel the emptiness. They weren't there when I had nothing. I grew up broke, single mother, government housing. I was bullied in school. I was nothing. But I had one thing they didn't. The will to rise. I remember nights I went to bed hungry, nights I cried myself to sleep because the world felt like it was built to break me. But in those dark moments, something inside me sparked. I told myself, I will not be average. I wasn't born to suffer. I wasn't born to serve. I was born to lead, to conquer. But for that to happen, I had to become a machine, a warrior, a king. Discipline is the difference between a loser and a winner. I didn't want to train every day. I didn't want to fight in a gym where no one cared if I lived or died. But I did it anyway. Every punch, every bruise, every drop of sweat, I embraced it because comfort is the enemy. Weakness grows in comfort. Strength is forged in pain. You can cry about your life or you can change it, but you can't do both. When I was cleaning toilets for cash and eating instant noodles, nobody believed in me. Nobody saw potential. I was invisible. But I saw myself as a king in the making. I had nothing, but I had vision, and I had discipline to turn that vision into reality. They called me arrogant. They said I was too intense, too driven. Good. Let them talk. While they talked, I worked. While they slept, I trained. While they laughed, I suffered. You don't build an empire with approval. You build it with obsession, with pain, with the kind of fire that eats through fear and doubt. I fought professionally, 4-time world kickboxing champion, not because I was gifted, but because I refused to quit. I trained when I was injured. I showed up when I was exhausted. I bled in silence. And every time I got knocked down, I stood back up. Not because it was easy, but because I knew kings don't stay down. And then came the hate, the censorship, the lies, the attacks. I've been banned, misquoted, dragged through the mud. They tried to silence me, to erase me. But you can't cancel a man who was built through suffering. You can't break a man who was broken 1,000 times and still came back stronger. There were moments I felt alone, moments I questioned everything. But even in those moments, I kept my routine. I kept my training. I kept waking up at 5 a.m., reading, planning, sharpening my mind. Because discipline is what carries you when motivation dies. And trust me, it will die. You think you're tired? You think you've had a rough life? I get it. Life is hard, but it's hard for everyone. The difference is some people use pain as fuel. Others use it as an excuse. I chose to use it. I turned heartbreak into horsepower. I turned rejection into revenge. I turned failure into foundation. Every man is a king, but not every man will wear his crown. You have to earn it. You earn it in the gym. You earn it in your habits. You earn it every time you say no to weakness and yes